There's also the tendency to get into worst case scenario thinking that makes this potentially troublesome. Okay, we did this once with working with a client down in New Zealand, and it was a bank, but they had acquired an insurance company, and this was an insurance project we were going through. So I'm sitting with the I guess he'd be probably like the program manager would be the way to think of it. He's the guy who's responsible over the long term for the successful use and deployment of this application they're building. And so he's got a lot riding on this thing working. And we start talking about some risk items, and I could sort of see the panic starting to happen with this guy. He kind of, the sequence of events in his head being, wow, well, if that happened, I'd probably get fired. And if I got fired, you know, I got a kid in college, she wouldn't be able to go to school. You could see all these nightmares just sort of playing out in the guy's head, and he started to get really freaked out. And everything started to get up here, right, in terms of the impact. Now, at that point, I had a true Saved by the Bell moment. I hear this noise, and I couldn't figure out what it was. It sounded like somebody's cell phone ringing, except it was like pervading the building. And I said, what is that? Is that a car alarm or somebody's cell phone? And I said, no, it's a fire alarm. It turned out to be a good thing, because it broke this guy from where he was mentally. You know, we got up and we went outside, and I said, look, I can see that this is causing some rather traumatic potential episodes to play out for you mentally. But one of the things you have to understand is the very fact that we are talking about this is actually reducing the likelihood of any of these things happening, because we are now positioning ourselves to take steps against it, okay? The other thing is, remember, the worst case scenario is a lot less likely than a typical bug that would happen, okay? So you want people to be thinking about the typical bug that's going to happen, not what is the absolute worst thing that could happen. And also, again, you know, point out to people, business stakeholders, if they start to kind of freak out, look, the fact that we're doing this is making this stuff less likely to happen in the field. So, you know, a little bit of clear kind of, you know, objective thinking about bad things that can happen now will go a long way to making sure that they don't actually happen in the event.